All right, tonight we take on week 4 at Charlotte. It's been kind of a rough week. I had to race it like 3 times. The first one I actually won, but it was an unofficial race. And then the second one, I ended up wrecking out. And then we got tonight right here. I'm taking off for a qualifying lap. I believe I qualified at a 13.3. That put me in like a 6th place for qualifying. And Lewis Hewitt, he took the pole at 13.0. My quick time here in practice was at 12.9. So, I'm thinking that, I can gain it back at this time, but it was pretty much a lot had to do with the wear of the track. All right, let's go down the Heat 1 lineup. Starting 11th, Heat 1 was Thomas Harper. 10th was Patrick Bateman. 9th was Cody Vaughn. 8th was Matt Schaefer. I actually started in the 6th position, John Johnson. 5th position was Chuck Shear. 4th was Jason Minda. 3rd was Scott Sneed. 2nd was Kyle Keene, and number 1 was Lewis Hewitt. Yeah, Lewis had the pole here. This first race we kind of stayed quite close. They did break away a little bit, but pretty much everybody ran like in the order they qualified. It was, we pretty much stayed in the positions we were. I think right here off the jump, I go from 6th to 5th, but that's about all I gained during this race. Played a lot with the video this week, trying to give you guys better looks at the cars instead of just a one far shot. Tried to change it up a little bit and did a lot of editing. First couple of laps here, the 9 car, I was having to check up on him because I guess he was lifting going in the corners, and the guys behind me weren't, and I was afraid that they were going to run over me. You can see the number 4 car starting to challenge me for the 5th place, but right there we almost were 3 wide. But it's just because I'm checking up, trying to stay out of the 9 car here. This early in the race, I have too much fuel on board for me to start, trying, different lines and stuff. So I'm just trying to stay in the line I know and make it work and stay out of the guy in front of me. I'm hoping the guy in the back of me isn't running me over. I had set the car up to run the low groove. So when we started and everybody went high, I just kind of followed because I didn't want to, I thought I was wrong at that position. But with the setup I had, it made running that high groove a lot harder. So I'm pretty much fighting it all the way around the track here. Right in here, it starts to come in, but we're on the last lap. So my setup was just, way loose. I should have had a tighter setup so I could run that higher line, but it worked out. I got a 5th place out of it. And let's move on to the feature race. The lineup was 11, car number 11, Thomas Harper, starting from the rear of the field. Car number 10, Patrick Bateman. Cody Vaughn was in car number 5. Chuck Shear in 6. Matt Schaefer was in car number 4. I was in the number 7 car. Jason Minda, 9. And Scott Sneed was in the second, or number 2 car. Kyle Keene was in the 3 car. And Lewis Hewitt was still on the pole. Yeah, it was a fun race. We had a good time. The drivers, were a lot of give and take going on. We had one wreck in the feature. I think you're going to see it here around lap 2. Just one guy pinched another guy too close into the wall. And then I think an actual third guy that was in front of them clipped the wall at the same time. So it was like 3 cars at once. All that happened right in front of me, going into turn 3. We got one more lap here, and then we'll take the green. So everybody's getting bunched up, ready for the green. That 9 car is kind of laying back a little bit. He decides to bunch up there at the last. And you can see where my setup was working for the bottom groove. I actually could have jumped up there in front of the 9 car at that first corner there, but I don't have a spotter, so I had to just kind of guess where he was going to be at once I lost sight of him. These guys in front of me are starting to race it pretty hard. I'm gaining on them, and I believe this is where the wreck's going to happen here in the next corner or so. Yeah, the number 2 car hit the wall solo, and then the 9 car actually pushed the 4 car into the wall. So that's our first caution of the race. We'll be lining it back up here in a second. I had a lot of control issues. As you can tell, my car's still loose. I didn't change it between the heat race and the feature, basically because as soon as we got out of the heat race, it was grid for the feature, and I didn't have time to even look at it. Usually you have a couple minutes there, you can mess around with stuff, but this race, I guess because there was only 11 of us there, instead of like 35, that they just, pretty much, right after the heat 1, we went right into the feature grid. With all that wrecking going on, I moved up from, I can't remember what position I was in. I lost 2 right off the bat, or I lost 1 right off the bat, so I was in like 6th or so. And I had 3 cars go out. No, I was in 7th, so now I'm in 3rd place. I still had a little too much wing in the car. If I knew I was going to run that high line as much as I was, I would have dropped the wing out of it and took the drag off. Like right here, just starting out, I had to do a slide job just to keep my position going into that corner. And you see that Lewis and number 3 car, they're already running the top shelf. I mean, as close to the wall as you could get.